Hello, everybody. Welcome to another live stream. My name is Greg Olson Pilot. I'm a real world A320 captain, bringing my love for aviation and flight simulation together for all you wonderful people out there. How's everyone doing this afternoon, this evening, this morning, wherever you are in the world? Hello and welcome to you. We'll be continuing on with this will be our last flight out of Charlotte. I know we've been hitting Charlotte pretty hard here the last few days. We're going to be taking the fairly basic livery, just a regular old American Airlines livery, from Charlotte up to Montreal, Canada. We do have a little bit of AdSim controllers online, so we should have a decent amount of ATC along our route today, and it does look like we have one other person. I don't know if they're flying with us or not, but hey, why not? We have Blue Streak 5176. They're going to be in a CRJ 900 going up to Montreal as well. I just saw the chat with ATC there, and decided to give that a look on VATSIM radar. So you're more than welcome to tag along there, or I should say I'll be tagging along with you. How about that? It will help if I actually turned on Fly Live Studio, huh? Let me go ahead and get that up and running for everyone here. There we go. Excellent. Fly Live should be updated for everyone. We'll go ahead and refresh it. There you go. Now we have everything. There we go. There's my normal screen. Excellent. Well, without further ado, let's get to it, shall we? We'll go ahead and hop onto the flight deck, and we will start by importing. I think I already imported the flight plan here. Yes, I did, which is why we have the flight plan up there as well. That's good. Let's go up top. We'll get the IRs aligned. 1, 2, and 3. We'll come all the way down to the recorder ground control. Turn the sim volume back up to what I usually have it. Right about there, I think, is what I usually have it. We'll test the CVR real quick. There we go. Everything else looks good. We'll come up to the center pedal, center overhead here. We'll test engine fire 1. Excellent. And the APU. Excellent. And engine fire 2. All sounds good. I'll go ahead and get the APU coming online. Come back to that here in a little bit. Hydraulic panel looks all set from here. Our fuel panel is all set. Electrical panel is checked. Our air conditioning panel looks good. Our NIS panel, all the lights are extinguished there. Prop heat is on auto extinguished. Cabin pressurization all on auto with the ditching hatch extinguished and guarded. Our external lights look good. Today is an odd day, yeah, the 11th, so we're going to be on system 1 for our nav logo. Excellent. We'll go ahead and get the APU going here. And we'll arm the emergency exit lights coming on over to the first officer side of the overhead. PA is out into the 3 o'clock position. VHF3 is in data. That looks good. Everything else on his side, all looks good. All the lights are extinguished. Everything's scored. That should be. We'll come on down to the glare shield here. From left to right, all of our lights should be extinguished. On the captain's EFIS, we're looking for flight directors on. Current QNH, I think is 3009er. Let me pull the latest ATIS. And it's going to be 3010. So we'll set that thrice. 3010, set once, set twice, and set thrice. Excellent. Constraints are 10 nautical miles, and we don't need the VRR 80 off switches. There we go. Center FCU here. We have digits or dashes displayed, heading vertical speed with all the push buttons extinguished. On the first officer's EFIS, we're looking for the same thing. We don't need the VRR 80Fs, 10 nautical miles arc. Constraints on. 3010, and the flight director's on with all the buttons extinguished on his side as well. Coming on down to the main instrument panel, PFD is on the left, ND is on the right. The ISIS is aligned. We have our ECAM displays in the correct orientation. The brake fan is off, landing gear is indicating down. The NA skid nozzle steering is on. Let's see, date and time is approximately correct. Landing gear is down with no red arrow there. That looks good. On the first officer side, the ND is on the left, PFD is on the right. We can adjust the brightness however we see fit there. Excellent. Coming on down to our, I do not know why we're on the data page. Both of them are on data. That's weird. Max Reason says, howdy, how are you doing, Max Reason? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Eagles Nest. Glad you're able to make it out to another live stream. Hopefully you are having a fantastic afternoon. Don't want position monitor, we want aircraft status, so that's what we want. We got V2524A5, that looks good. And the database is correct for just a little bit longer. Excellent. We'll go into init and we'll go ahead and get that request going. I got tower up on the active. We have Unicom on standby. The ACP, that looks good as well. Our lighting looks good. Radar is off. Protective wind shear is off. It had the basic placard, but it's a advanced. We would call where do you see the basic placard? Oh yeah, basic right there. Enhanced. We call it enhanced. So we have basic and enhanced aircraft. So enhanced. So it's a little bit of a complex thing. It's still a basic aircraft because the basic is still referring to the electrical system. It's still built to the old standard. However, the displays, which can be upgraded to EIS2 displays, which is pretty much what this is. So this is a basic aircraft that's been upgraded to EIS2 displays. So that's what we got going on there. And maybe if I fly a basic aircraft with the EIS2 displays, I'll make a post on that somewhere. But those are insanely rare to find. Alrighty, let's see. Where was I? Down here. Okay, so we're gonna check our engine oil. That looks good. Hydraulics all look good. No class 2 status messages. Oxygen 1800 psi. We'll go ahead and press and hold recall. There we go. No messages to be recalled. Our trim is at 0. Thrust levers are idle. Engine masters are off. Engine mode is norm. Our speed brakes is disarmed. Flaps are up. Our rudder trim is showing digits in the window, and our gravity gear extension is stowed. Coming on over here. The FO's EFIS looks good. We'll go ahead and get him on the ATSU menu, AOC menu, for when we start our boarding. SRMP and ACP all look good. The lighting is good. We got a squawk of 5732 in there. We're squawking our mode Charlie. Let's go ahead and do our alternate brake check here. So we'll go ahead and press both brake pedals down. Release the parking brake. Release the left pedal. Press it down. Right pedal, press it down. Excellent. It moves without delay. We'll go ahead and set our parking brake. Alrighty there. Alright. So, you say, do basic aircraft still have the auto switching function for the end? So, no. That's what when I say the old electrical standard is kind of what defines what a basic is. That's what we're talking about. And there's a few more things. Enhanced aircraft with the new electrical standard, and the RAT deployed. You can when you drop the gear, you go into direct law, and when you retract the gear, it can put you back into. You can reset the system to put you back into alternate law, but when I think it's alternate law, or well, I know it's alternate law, but I'm pretty sure it's direct law when the gear drops. But with the basic systems, you can't go back into alternate law. So that's kind of like a weird weird quirk, which is why you got the placard there for basic aircraft. And there's a few more things, because some of the basics have. We're talking about different things. Seriously, my guy. When I logged in, I was here by myself. Who is this guy?
American 2471, you can just take Echo to the ramp and enter where you like.
Alright, Echo to the ramp, enter where you like. For American 2471, thanks. Thanks to the CRJ, I was starting to spot there.
Alright. Okay, this guy's literally been sitting here.
I was putting a lot of trust there in that Delta, but he sounded competent.
Eastern Airlines 947. Yeah.
For U-turn right heading 070.
I literally logged in, saw no one there. So Eastern, my Eastern guy, I do not know what you're doing. What's the command to disappear an aircraft? There we go. You're looking for Eastern Airlines. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and ignore you. You've literally been there for the last hour and a half, my guy. Even switched spots for you, my guy. Thought you were gone. Alright. Let's see. Let's go ahead and Eastern Charters. Yeah, I know. I have no clue what that guy's doing. I thought he was gone already because his proposed departure time was like an hour ago. But he's literally been sitting here at the gate, and I've been logging on and off just to make sure he was gone like a few times over the last hour and a half, I want to say. And he this guy has been just sitting here, just sitting online, so I don't know what he's doing. But at any rate, let's go ahead. We got 107. This load will be fairly quick. We'll board the aircraft that way. Excellent. We'll bring up our thing here. Oh, what I was going to show outside. If you go outside here, with the old electrical standard aircraft too, you'll get a different rat. The rat is actually way smaller, so you don't get the little bump on the side of the aircraft there. Just like a little small difference between different variations of aircraft. There you go. And even you'll notice even a few different things will look different too. Like your pack outlet doors won't look like that. There'll be actual flaps that open and close. It's very interesting. Different versions of aircraft over time. Yeah, okay. Got all my buttons mixed up there. Alrighty. Oh, my guy's finally getting ready to push back here. You can just push and go. I promise.
947 Charlotte Tower ramp control push and start that pilot's own discretion.
Okay, I just didn't know if you weren't on here before when I got the PDC, and I didn't know if that was still valid, but thank you, sir.
No good. Sorry, got my words there twisted. All good, no worries. I appreciate you for asking the question.
Alrighty, so that Eastern guy's about to push after being online for I have no clue how long. Let's see. We're going to be AAL3318. Excellent. We're going to have a cost index of 9. Don't know why I put the 0 in there. 37,000 feet is what we'll be cruising along at. +5, so that's going to be 48 degrees. current temperature outside. Unlike airlines, they can't leave anyone behind. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it's almost like a cruise. Have you done a cruise? I get it's a charter, but you know, have you gone on a cruise? And one of my favorite things to do is to stand on one of the decks and watch people running for the ship. You know, because you have ship time, you have the local time, and you have your home time. That's not what I want. I want weather. So variable at 4. There we go. ATIS. That's 31 degrees. Ooh, warm. All right, so 31 degrees outside. Toronto is our alternate. Bring you over here. Received messages. Load sheet. Accept. Surf fuel weight of 114.8 and 28.9. So we have 114.8 and 28.9%. Our block fuel yeah, I highly doubt it, my guy. You're on the. You should be pushed back as well. So he's texting me. You spawned on top of me. No, sir. I made sure before I logged in. Before I started the stream that no one was at the gate. Let's see here. I tried to be very, very conscious of that because had I known you were there, literally, I would have. And also, I was online at the start of the stream. Max Racing, we can rewind this back and you can see at the start of the stream where I go live, there's no one there. So, I don't know what that was. But either or, I'm not gonna let that affect us. So let's continue pressing on. Our block fuel is going to be 23.2. There we go. We're going to have a reserve of 0%. There we go. And our alternate time is YYZ 5.0. There we go. The port runners. Yes, sir. Max Racing, the port runners. I absolutely love watching them scramble. Let's see. Departure. It's 36 center. They're going north. Excellent. We will be on the Critter 6 fields transition. So, Critter fields. Enter. Arrival. It's gonna be art for the impact 4. 2-4 right is what I think they'll be doing up there. So our impact 4 art, that all looks good. Excellent. Make sure no discons. Sweet, no discons, except for here and there for the departure and arrival. Excellent. Back to the initialization. We'll do winds. Request. And let's go ahead and get some takeoff performance here. Okay, 36 center dry. We'll sync the preliminary 139.6. I think I saw 139.6. There we go. Excellent. Winds variable out of 4. We'll go ahead and calculate that out. That all looks good. We'll send that to the McDo. Yes, sir. Did the brake check already. I don't know if you missed that, but we did the brake check. You see the accumulator is slightly low. There, so we did do the brake check. Let's see. Go over to the perf page. 136, 36, 40. Flaps 1. Flux of 71. That all looks good for the descent page here. Let us. You have random failures on. I think by default I have them off, actually. I really should start turning service-based failures on. And maybe that would be something I look into. Let's see. Return AOC menu. It's not what I want. Menu. Maintenance? Failures? Nope. Oh, no. Cancel. What's that? Let's go config. Failures. Nope. Random failures. Failure type, all random, realistic. Okay, I have it set to realistic. So we have all failures, random, realistic. That's what it is. So there we go. That, I guess, answers that question. Secondary flight plan, we can go ahead and copy that on over. And we can go ahead and review our route real quick as well. We'll go back over to flight plan. Down here. We'll be taking off 36 center.
Enable safe parking.
We'll be parking at Gate Bravo 10 tonight.
We have
if you can make
what is this, a 003 heading to 1260, then 330 heading. Then we got a flight plan discontinuity, so I like to say out to Manuel, get radar vectors to Jadine Kruger. Fields. Then we'll take the Q69 to Rix. Direct to Phillipsburg. Direct Syracuse. Direct to Art for the Impact 4 arrival. Looking at a total of 756 miles, 757 miles. That's really close. The amount of times I've hit the FMC reset. Oh man, yeah. I've never. That would have been the first time I've hit the FMC reset button. I didn't even realize what happened until I saw things turning orange, and I was like, "Uh-oh, wait a second." Because when you get that orange little thing there, you gotta say, "Uh-oh, what did I do?" Because you could definitely hose yourself, especially when activating that secondary flight plan. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and give the first officer a briefing, shall we? Are you ready for a briefing? Yep. Any threats? Well, other than that guy who was sitting on top of us, who is, I hope, taxiing out now. I think he's taxied out. Yeah, I don't see him on VATSIM anymore. Or VATSIM radar. Okay. Very interesting. Oh, he's still there. He's somewhere in the alley, though. I don't care. Alrighty. Yeah, he's our biggest threat. Otherwise, we'll push back, start both engines out, and we'll taxi out to runway 36 center via like Mike and Foxtrot. I don't. Oh, the new taxiway probably isn't going to be in here, huh? So probably Mike and Echo or Juliet or Alpha. We'll figure it out. I mean, this is almost like a Chicago thing where they've changed the taxiways around, but they're not in here. That's okay. We'll figure out how to get down there. Plan on doing a flaps 1 flex and standard reject considerations. Any questions about what we need to reject for? Nope. Alright, in the event of an engine failure, we'll fly straight ahead to about 4,000 feet, clean up the aircraft with the ECAM, plan a return back to 36 center since it is the longest runway. Otherwise, we'll continue out, get radar vectors to our first fix north of the airport. 8,000 is the top altitude, 280 knots above 10,000 feet is what they want us to do. And we're squawking 5732. No departures online, so it's going to be 122.8 unless Atlanta Center gets online. Any questions? Nope, no questions. Let's see. ADRSs are aligned. Recorder ground control is on. Our EFIS is set. Let's go ahead and get terrain on the ND. Our parking brake is on and has been checked. ACP and RMP are set. Let's go ahead and check our position here real quick. We're looking at 35, 12.8, 35, 13.1. That looks good. And 080, 56.9, 00, 56.7. Excellent. Let's see. ND looks good. PFD, V1, V2, climate nav, blue, flight directors 1 and 2. And we can go ahead and test our oxygen. That all looks good. We are still loading up bags. The fueling looks done, so that's good. Wow. We have a decent amount of bags left to load. However, since the fueling is done, we can get the fuel pumps going on. External power can come off. APU bleed can come on. Seatbelt sign can come on. We can go ahead and check to make sure our fuel is on board. Balanced. Pumps are on. Hydraulics all look good. Pressurization. Auto with the landing elevation. And our engine oil still looks good there. Let's see. There's one more thing that I wanted to do, and I now forgot. Oh, yes. I had, it's summertime, so gotta have the air conditioning going on the airplane. Nope. Oh, it disconnected the PCA. No. Oh, I wonder if when I kept switching gates around, if that disconnected the PCA. That's quite alright. But we can disconnect the GPU. And we can play, now we play the waiting game. Dude, seriously? Someone else spawned in on top? What is going on at Bravo 6? Oh, he's moving. Okay. Thank you, my guy. Don't know who you were, but thank you. You're a true hero. Alright, you are the true hero here. Who is he? Just spawned in, now he's at Bravo 4, it looks like. Nope, he's gonna slew right on back. He's going to Detroit. 352 going from here to Detroit. Alright. Well, could you slew right on back over to the Bravo 2 there? I mean, you know, super realistic here. Just the epitome of realism. Right here. It's the new Boeing Bus A337. There we go. That's what we got going. No worries. We're getting ready to push back here anyway in the next minute or two, so not really worried about that. Pushing starts at our discretion. That'll be all his gate when oh, he's going back and forth. Yeah, GSX, I have no clue what this is, but it's a little freaky. Like, are you okay? You seem to be attached to the ground there.
Eastern 947, we're going to taxi. I believe it will be...
Dude, didn't you push back 30 minutes ago?
Right.
Jeez Louise.
947, runway 36 right, taxi via Golf Charlie.
My guy, he pushed back before we started boarding,
36 right.
and now he's just now calling for taxiing? Like, just absolutely wow. Oh my gosh. So the front one closed automatically, the back did not close. Oh, nope, the back is closing. Okay, there we go. Excellent. We can dismiss that, close up our boarding door there, get our beacon light going. There we go. So door is closed. Slides our arms. We have our
How
pants.
long's it been since there was a runway 523 here?
Moving 2360,
And let's go ahead and do a before start checklist. Recorder ground control is on. Flight forms. The maintenance log on board reviewed aircraft 836. Fuel quantity
I think you can find some free ones on the interwebs.
on the interwebs.
Yeah,
Let's see. 23.2 required. 23.1 on board. Takeoff performance, we have 136, 136, 140, flex of 71. Oxygen is checked.
More than likely don't.
Seatbelt sign is on.
really confused. Same as Atlanta, really.
ECAM checked.
Don't compare
Park brake is on and checked. MCDU is set. The altimeters we got 3010. And the departure briefing is reviewed. The before start checklist is complete. We have Lima. Lima is the departure ATIS there. We'll go ahead and get the chart back up. And let's see. Everything's disconnected. We want to go continue pushback facing south. There we go. Excellent. We are on our way. I'll turn that sim volume up. Let's go ahead and listen to those beautiful startup sounds, shall we?
Spearman 2360 is British 4360.
Range 2360 with 350 at 6, turn left heading 33.
It's very concerning for that lady.
333.6 and equipped takeoff. Spearman 2360.
What am I getting? AU fault. High pressure fuel valve. Okay. Let's go ahead and shut that down. Engine 1 EIE fault. Well, that makes sense. We still have double X's down here. Do 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 do. I don't know if there's going to be a way to reset any of this. Because an EIU would be a computer reset, but Phoenix doesn't like to do circuit breaker resets. So let's go in here. Failed. Reload. There we go. Power plant EIU 1. Yeah, we'll go ahead and unfail that, apply that change, reload, it's gone. Excellent. In real life, well, let's see. EIU 1 fault, there was nothing associated with it, which makes me think that would definitely be a call to maintenance to try to see if they have any circuit breakers I could pull to reset the computer. Brake set clear to disconnect the interphone. And since I don't have my handy dandy iPad available to check everything in the QRH, we'll just go ahead and reset that failure.
Rolling 2360, turn right heading 070, resume on navigation, further ATC online, frequency change approved, good day.
2360, 070, then ONAV, and then we leave. Have a great evening.
All right, waiting for the gray box to clear. There we go. That's what I meant to say. We'll get the sim volume turned back down again. Excellent. Alrighty, we got 2 good engine starts, flaps 1.
Eagle 947, wind 350 at 6, turn right heading 025, runway 36 right, clear for takeoff.
Departure right hand turn to 025 and clear for takeoff 36 right.
Alrighty, after start checklist, engine and tires we don't need, status is checked, and the rudder trim is at 0. The after start checklist is complete. We have Lima. Here we go. Hello, tower. American 3318 is ready to taxi. We have information, Lima.
American 3318, runway 36 right, taxi via Golf Charlie.
Ooh, 36 right departure. We'll taxi via Golf Charlie for American 3318. Alrighty. 36 right it is, apparently. That'll be a quick heads down here. We'll let the aircraft start rolling on its own power here. We'll go departure. We'll change the runway here to 36 right. Excellent. The SID obviously is going to remain the same. Critter. Fields. Excellent. We always need to come back in. It usually inserts a discontinuity there. There we go. What? Reinsert that. That looks good. And now we go over to performance because it won't let us do it without doing that. We will accept that and come over here. We'll get new performance numbers for 36 right. Golf Charlie, he says it is, so it's going to be off to the left here. What did I say? I said 139.6, didn't I? Yep, everything else is what I put in. We'll recalculate. 131, 131, 136, flaps 1, flex is 69, so it did change the flex. We'll send that to the McDo. Excellent. So 131, 131, 136, flex is 69. That all looks good there. Let's see. I'll bring this up for reference. Golf is going to be the first one to the right here.
Eastern 947, no further ATC online. Resume my navigation, frequency change approved. Good day.
I'll slow it down before we get there.
Full navigation, Eastern 947. Thanks, have a great night.
Let's see. I want Etsu, AOC, received messages, load sheet, back up. Make our turn onto Golf, and we'll make another turn onto Charlie. It is right here. There we go. We will accept the final load sheet there. Heads down again. We want 114.8. Looking at 114.8 and 28.9%. So we're right on the numbers there. Excellent. Let's go ahead and do a flight control check, shall we? Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudders. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Excellent. We will go ahead and get the auto brakes onto max. We are looking for 1 unit up on the trim here. There we go. 1 unit up on the trim. Predictive wind shear can come on, and let's do a takeoff config check. Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff. There we go. And while I'm at it, we'll go ahead and get the TCAS, the TARA. We can run it before takeoff checklist all the way through. Flaps are 1 planned and 1 indicated. Takeoff data and speeds have been double checked. Our weight, 137.8. Looking for 137.6. Stab trim. Did it again. This is why I like using the rudders on straightaways. Why do I always forget to do that? Let's see. 26.7% and 26.7%. Flight controls checked. EK memo takeoff. No blue. Runway and FMS. Put your own flight plan. Put your own performance. We got runway 36 right in the box on the screen and out the window. That is checked. Our minimum takeoff fuel. Let's see, 22.7 required, 22.9 aboard. Flight attendants notified. Engine mode norm. TCAS TARA before takeoff checklist is complete. There we go. So you kind of see there with that little runway swap, you kind of have a lot of stuff to do, all while taxiing out on a 2-person flight deck. It makes it a lot easier because one person can taxi while the other one does all the checking and verifying and stuff like that. So, but that's quite all right. Did it all and got the checklist done before we even got to the end of the runway. There we go. American 3318 ready for departure 36 right.
318, 135, at 6, turn right, heading 025, runway 36 right, clear for takeoff.
025 at departure, runway 36 right, clear for takeoff for American 3318. Excellent. We are cleared for takeoff. Final appears to be clear. The runway is clear. Excellent. There we go. Some sounds are coming up. What I like to do when I get a heading is, as I'm passing through it, click it, and then that will lock in your heading there. Excellent. We'll go 1.05 on the EPR, half down on the side stick. Looks good. Flex. Thrust set. $80 checked. B1 rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Heading. Climb. Climb set. He's not going to hand me over to the non-existent departure, is he?
3318, Zoom navigation, frequency change approved. No further ATC online. Good day.
The navigation frequency changed approved. Thanks for the ATC. Have a great night for American 3318. All right. Terrain on ND hazed you out. Yeah, I'd say let's go ahead and get the autopilot going. Well, let's go direct to Jadine, I guess. That looks good. We'll go ahead and insert that direct to enter. Alright, let's do the flap retraction from here. Flaps up after takeoff checklist. Excellent. We'll go ahead and disarm the ground spoilers after takeoff checklist. Landing gear is up, no lights. The flaps are up. And we have diff P, so the after takeoff checklist is complete. Pull it off just a tad bit in the back there. Go ahead and select 250 because for some reason he wants us to do 280 above 10 per the SID. So that's what we'll do. Beautiful departure out of Charlotte this afternoon. Ooh, yeah, we're leveling 8,000. I forgot 8 was also the top altitude. So, what are we doing? 370? Yeah, let's go to 37. So, I'll put 37 in there. Open. Nope, I want progress. We can do 37. Optimal's 36, so yeah, we'll do 37. I'll take that. That's acceptable. That'll be the last we see of the southeast for what should be some time, because the whole plan will be to turn and burn next week. So I go on call tomorrow. So we'll turn and burn next week when I go off call, and that'll be a Toronto turn, and then somehow we'll toggle our way to Providence and take up some flying in and out of Providence for the following week. So that's for the FS Expo. So that's that is tentatively the plan. Nothing again set in stone, but that's what I kind of have in mind for doing. Let's go back up front. We can accelerate to 280 knots now. There we go. Go ahead and get our lights off. Beautiful. Let's see. Any other controllers online? Yeah, we're not going to be getting into Indianapolis Center's, I think that's it, yeah, Indianapolis Center's airspace for quite some time. But we got Indianapolis, Boston, no, Cleveland is now online. Excellent. And Boston as well. As well as it looks like we got some Canadian controllers online. So there we go. Once we get into Indy's airspace, we should have ATC the rest of the way. So looking forward to that. It's a beautiful, great departure. Charlotte, North Carolina is really a nice place. You know what? It is right in the middle of the state. You got mountains off this way. Like I said, you got the mountains off of that way. You can see the mountains in the distance. Absolutely beautiful. The Smoky Mountains there. And then you have, you know, the beach off this-ish direction somewhere. So it really makes for just a nice, beautiful. And then you got this beautiful large lake down here. So really today is, the sim is shining right now. You know what, Max Racing, I'm not gonna lie, the sim is shining right now, and that's probably what's making all of this look absolutely fantastic. Let me go ahead and turn this down some more. There we go, so we're not blowing our ears out. Excellent. I would say it's one of Americans' base bases. What do you mean by base bases behind Miami? Like best? Are you saying best base? Base bases? Best base behind Miami? Of course, Miami being the gateway to the Caribbean and Latin America, all of Latin America. You go through Miami. Best bases. It certainly is up there in terms of one of their busiest bases. It's kind of almost up there. I would almost say, like, they have the term like super fortress or whatever it's called. So think of like Detroit or Delta. That would be like a super fortress of a hub for them. Or Dulles for United. That would be like a super fortress. Like American definitely has like Charlotte and DFW and Miami, more or less, as a super fortress of a hub, where it's really the only way in or out, if you really want to, is American. And you got to put that little asterisk there with DFW, because you got a few other airlines that fly in and out of there, and then you have Southwest at Love. So it's kind of hard to say, you know, that DFW is like an American, or the Dallas-Fort Worth area is like a super fortress area for them. When you take in a place that's like Chicago, which is highly split between all the airlines, right? So it doesn't heavily favor I mean, it favors United slightly, but it doesn't favor like United as like being the only choice you got to fly out of Chicago, right? You have United, you have American, you have Delta, you have Spirit, you have Southwest and O'Hare, or not O'Hare, Midway. So there's a lot of other options in terms of like who you can fly out of Chicago. But when it comes to your super fortresses, yeah, I would say Charlotte is definitely like a super hub or a super fortress, whatever they call it. There's a name for it. Alrighty, let's go back inside, get these lights turned off. We're transition standard set once, twice, and thrice. That's such a nice change they made in the A350, where it's push for standard, pull when you're descending. So I mean, it just makes more sense in the Airbus pilot mind. So it is what it is there. Let's go ahead and get some tunes going in flight here. Do not know why that's all the way down, but there we go. Excellent. But I definitely would have to say, in terms of like a fun place to fly, Miami would definitely be a fun place to fly. Going down, and once you get down to like the central Florida and South, where like you got a lot of Cuban influence, I definitely do enjoy having my cafe con leche and pastelitos. One of my really good buddies growing up, well, not growing up, that I met in school, he was from the Miami area, and so every so often when he would go home, he'd come back with his grandmother's little pastelitos that his family would make. Oh, so good. Homemade pastelitos. Flying over the cruise ships. Oh, yeah. Flying over the cruise ships, cafe con leches, Cuban coffees, Cuban sandwiches. Just all the flavors of being down in Miami. Such a unique place to go down to. And definitely a party city, depending on where you go to. Definitely can be a party city. Another place that's truly like no other is New York City. That's it's very, very unique in terms of, again, so many cultures just blending together there. You can't go more than one block without finding a pizza place. Yeah, I mean, there's just pizza everywhere up there, and none of it's bad pizza, right? There are some really good pizza joints up there. I'm not going to be able to tell you which ones they are, but there definitely are some top-notch pizza joints there. If you get the chance to ask the locals what their favorite is, you'll probably get a million different answers. But that's one of the really good things I do like about New York is you're always within a block of a pizza place, a Chinese place, and a bodega. So those things are always going to be right just around the corner from wherever it is that you are. What do we got here? DC Center. Okay, we're going to be going through DC's airspace. Contact me on 33725. Will do. Just in case I need that, we'll do 33. What did I say? 3372. Alrighty. 33. $70. Come on now. Excellent.
And just do your best to get down. If you're high, that's okay.
New York is very nice food-wise. Yes. Very much so.
November 2 Quebec Sierra, Phillies closed. Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved. Good day.
It's also very unique in the sense of like it's not like the cleanest place to go to, but like it's also their own doing, right? Like the city planners didn't city plan alleyways to hide trash in, so so they just set their trash on the street. I mean, that's the downside. But the good side is they have trash collection every night. So, pros and cons, you know?
3071 Washington, good evening. And America 228, clear direct Montebello. That's Mike Oscar Lehman. I'll have higher for you in just a minute.
Lots of tourists. It depends on where you go, though. There can be a lot of tourists, but it really does depend on where you go in New York City. You get to the Times Square area, Fifth Avenue, you're going to get a lot of tourists there, but you're also going to get a lot of locals as well. Hello, Center American 3318, flight level 316, climbing flight level 370. How you doing?
American 3318, we're hanging in there. Climb and maintain flight level 370.
Will do. Climb and maintain flight level 370, American 3318.
And let's see, for American 3318, you're clear to Phillipsburg. That's Papa Sierra Bravo.
Direct to Phillipsburg for American 3318. Thank you.
That's 1496 Atlanta close.
Alrighty, so we'll go to PSB. That looks good. We like to do a beam points because if we ever need to update our winds, it will carry those points for our winds. So there we go.
And November 1 for.
There we go. We are on our way.
Where are you coming in off here?
But I mean, you can. I mean, depending on where you go in most major cities, you can find where the tourists are, right? Like you can go to San Francisco and you go to Fisherman's Wharf, and it's just chock full of tourists, right? You said as a Texan, I was surprised at truly how many people were there. Here in New York was packed, but not to the point where every corner, every street had an alleyway, had people. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Breakout 4349, cross billet at 1000, the Dover altimeter 3006.
All right. So at the same time, Max Racing. Let me put it like this.
1000, the Dover altimeter 3006.
Isn't Houston like the second most populous city? No, second or third most popular. Third. It's up there. It's in like the top 5 most populous cities in the U.S. I think New York being number 1, L.A. being number 2. I think Chicago's 3. So I think you're really far up there in terms of population.
American 228.
With that amount of tourists, yes, but it really, like I said, it really does depend on where you are. If you're hitting the really big tourist traps, then 100% there's going to be just tourists everywhere. There's going to be people everywhere. Whereas Houston isn't really it has a large population, but it's not like a insane tourist population, right? So you as someone who's been in and around the Texas area, driven on the Texas highways, there is a unique overpopulation going on in certain areas of Texas, because there is no way there's a 21-lane highway that is at a dead standstill. There's no way there's a 21-lane highway that's a dead standstill during rush hour in Texas. But I mean, that's real, right? So like, it's just different. Texas is all suburb. It's all suburb. Yes, you have the cities. You have like downtown Dallas. You have downtown Fort Worth and the Stockyards. You have downtown Houston, and you have the Austin and San Antonios, right? But like once immediately outside of the central business district, it is straight suburbs for as long as the eye can see. So it is uniquely different in Texas, and plus Texas has unlimited amounts of land. Like they can just keep building out. He said, "Dude, you're telling me? Don't tell me about it. I know. The traffic can be a little crazy there."
Clear for straight in, RNAV approach 17, Eastern 947.
Got a really good buddy that lives in just outside of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and sometimes I hate, call him up whenever I'm in town and be like, "Hey, you want to hang out for a little bit?" Because I know if I call them at the wrong time, they're gonna be, "Oh, it only take me 45 minutes to get there." You're like, "Oh, okay."
Spirit Wing 2360 cross Bucky at flight level 240.
Bearing 2360, Bucky flight level 240.
American 2217.
It's like a weekly tradition for a truck to flip on I-45 and shut down the whole highway for 8 hours. Wow. That's it's like truck drivers forgot how to truck drive. Insider tip.
2217, 2217 American going to Boston, Washington.
Never drive around Houston without a full tank of gas. Really? Just in case you get stuck on a highway? Just, I mean, if I have been, this 2217 is about to get kicked offline. No, I was gonna say, if I'm stuck on, did I get, hold on, I got Fly Live. You got the wrong call sign going.
119.85,
There we go. There we go. I just realized I had 3319 in there. It's 3318. We all know what my call sign is. If I'm stuck in traffic like that, 100%, you better realize I'm just turning off the car to conserve gas. But I guess in the summertime that's not an option. It's like, do you burn up the gas and run out of gas, or do you sit in your car with the car turned off and just die from the sweltering heat? I have no clue. Good. Those are tough decisions you gotta make.
And how are you? Okay, no, okay, there we go. I got you. I see where you're at. Let's see. Give me about 1 minute. I'll have a clearance for you.
Totally cool. Thanks. 24-9.
Alrighty. Wow.
And 2217, if you hear me, that's approved.
We'll pick it up to 80 because it is smooth enough to do so. We'll get the seatbelt sign turned off as well.
That clearance is available. Advise ready.
Wow, look at those mountains. Look at those mountains.
As filed, maintain 5,000, expect 16,000, 10 minutes after departure. Departure is on this frequency, squawk 1347, hold for release.
Alright, I think we got all that. 5,000, 16,000, clear this file. 1347.
Well, Max Racing said the mountains are beautiful. You said that before you even made the change outside. It's like you were thinking what I was thinking right there. I do remember being down in Florida. It's weird to say decades ago now, but decades ago. And I-4 was always a complete mess. Like there have been on more than one occasion where I have been stuck on I-4 in the middle of the night with no one going anywhere, and then all of a sudden a helicopter comes, lands on the highway, picks someone up, and takes off again. That has happened more than on one occasion on I-4. I have no clue what people are doing down there on I-4 in Florida, but stop driving like you're driving.
Delta 1283, New York closed. Frequency change approved. Have a great night.
Okay, over to
Oh no, New York is closed.
Take care.
I think we'll skirt their airspace. We should be in Boston Center, but we'll skirt their airspace. I think.
Washington Center, American 3277, passing through flight level 340 for 360.
American 3277, watch commenting, follow 360.
360, American 32.
Yeah, we should be in Cleveland's airspace. It's kind of hard to tell exactly where we're going to be. Ooh.
American 2017, so sorry about this, but we seem to be missing that waypoint, or FNS, could you spell out for us?
American 2217 is on the robust arrival.
We'll be in Cleveland airspace, and then we end up actually leaving Cleveland's airspace.
Roger, we'll keep with the 2017.
plus arrival, so if you got the arrival loaded, you should...
But we'll pick up ATC again once we get to Boston Center. And then from there we got Canadian controllers online, so that should be perfectly fine.
Another step down there when you start talking to Boston, so just that you're good on...
But yeah, those mountains are absolutely looking beautiful.
Right, thank you.
And that's why I love running this. I don't... Are you watching this in 1080p, 2K, or 4K? Max Racing. I do stream in 4K. It should be streaming in 4K, so you should be able to see it if you have the screen resolution to see it in 4K. But yeah, that's one of the reasons. One of the reasons I wanted to upgrade my system so I can run 4K is just to sit back and watch the beauty of flight sim.
United 1858 Washington, calling team file 370, clear direct Dorn.
Clear direct Dorn, front of 370, United 1858.
Southwest 371, maintain your best forward Mach number, let me know what that is.
Best forward, Southwest 371.
You say, I always put your streams in 4K. Oh, why, thank you. I mean, hopefully people appreciate the higher stream quality. It does come with the downside of everything happens about 20 seconds behind. So as I'm talking right now, that doesn't come through. Everything that I see is about 20 seconds ahead of what you see. So sometimes when we're talking about situations or talking about things, random things, whatever, it seems like it's coming through delayed, and the reason is because the higher stream resolution takes time. If I wanted to, I could stream in 1080p and everything would be real time, but I don't mind. I don't mind the delay and chat interaction, to be honest.
2400 Washington, climb maintain flight level 340.
Thanks, Max. He said that mountain crossing was top 10 best Great Eagle views. That was 100% beautiful, and that was all the sim. That was all the sim. Right up there near that Salt Lake City departure. Yeah, 100%. I want to go back to Salt Lake City. Like, and now that I finally have a Salt Lake City scenery, we're gonna have to hit that up in the winter time so we can see those beautiful snow-capped mountains in the winter time.
American 959, 959 American, contact Potomac 126.1, 26.1. 26.1,
Now, normally when you're cruising along, you'll have airports on just to see what airports are around, but you can't.
2217, did you get news in there?
It doesn't filter out like airports with runways less than 5,000 feet. So you just get all the airports, which is a bit of a clutter. So much rather just turn that off. We'll put constraints back on and just leave a blank screen. There we go. It'd be nice if we could do that, where we could filter out the airports that are less than a certain runway length. Let's go Atsu. No, AOC. I'm thinking way too fast for the box here. American Ops. Yeah. Send a delay code. All right. Put you back on. Progress there.
Descend V to Chrysler 6 arrival.
FO's up to use the restroom. Be right back. Alrighty, I'll call them and let them know that we need a potty break.
Southwest 371, you can resume normal speed now. Traffic ahead of you is no longer there.
Down to normal speed, Southwest 371.
November 3 Charlie Lima, clear direct billet.
Looking for 3 Charlie Lima.
BILIT billet.
Yep, got it, we're at 3 Charlie Lima.
Thanks, United 523, do not exceed Mach .74.
Nothing above 0.74, United 523.
Oh, the flight. I just realized there's some liveries actually have a display on the flight attendant panel. I don't know why this one doesn't, but it is what it is. Got the American cards, very nice.
Let's see, I had a couple there. I think American 42. I heard.
Oh, okay. No lavatory modeled. Sorry, you're just gonna have to you know what? It goes straight down to the ground. Is what happens.
And Jet 71, watch center, Roger. Got you on at 450, and I'll have lower in about 3 minutes.
Waiting in.
American 2400, maintain 300 knots or greater.
Alright, 300 knots or greater, American 2400.
American 42, do not exceed 280 knots.
I see 20 knots, American 42.
Fairwing 2360, it's going to maintain flight level 200.
200 spare wings, 2360.
Center, good day. Delta 532, flight level 300, checking in.
Delta 532, Washington Center, Roger.
Washington Center, hello, American 1546 is 15,000 for 17.
American 1546, Washington Center, climb maintain flight level 360, do not exceed 250 knots.
Alright, up to 360 and do not exceed 250 knots, American 1546.
Spirit Wings 2360, cross JBO 15000, Boston altimeter 3006.
3006, JBO 15,000, spare wings, 2360.
November 3, Charlie Lima, cross billet at 1000 at over altimeter 3005.
Smoke 1000 for the Charlie.
No, these mountains aren't nearly as tall as some of the mountains out west, but they still look just as beautiful flying over them.
Ready to cross runway 6.
And see for Eastern 947, you cross runway 6 on Alpha and then Alpha to park with Dean. Good night.
People can say what they want about Flight Sim 2024 and all of its growing pains, and trust me, it has had its growing pains. It's still growing through them. But in my opinion, still worth it. Still worth all the frustration. Still worth all the weird glitches and bugs and stuff like that. Because 2020 looks good, 2024 looks better. 2020 flies good, 2024 flies better. So it is definitely nice to see that they're trying to improve upon the platform that they have built.
Washington Center, Southwest 6768.
Go ahead.
Washington Center, Southwest 6761, I'm looking at pickup 5 with the North Forecast miles and down.
On the ground at Baltimore, contact Potomac 119.85, 1985.
1985, Southwest 6768.
American 2217, cross news at flight level 270.
News at 270, 2017.
Southwest 3158. I'm going to show 330 as your final. I don't think you're going to make it to 37 before I got to bring you back down. So maintain flight level 330.
330, Southwest 3158.
And that's the issue with SimBrief is sometimes it just files you for an impossibly high altitude.
2400, Quebec Hacks.
You're like on a,
2400, Quebec Hacks.
30-minute flight, it still wants to file you at 37,000 feet,
American 2400, Washington, radio check.
The Washington Center is going to lose its mind if people don't start paying attention. It's funny, I'll say that in real life too. You'll be flying along and you'll hear air traffic controller call someone for like 5 times. Each time they get a little bit more aggravated, and I'll turn to the FO and just say he's gonna lose his mind if someone doesn't say something soon.
Maintain 5,000, 2400.
Center low, American 410, climbing 17,000 for 190.
American 410, watch, climb maintain 50390.
Climb 390, American 410.
American 2400, watch. And just anybody on frequency right now, if y'all would all be really, really good and do a really great job of listening, otherwise this is all going to fall apart really quick and it's going to be really bad. American 2400, 2400 American.
Yeah, yep, there he goes. He lost his marbles right there.
You gave him 10 minutes out the cockpit.
Nope, I did not give him 10 away.
He's gonna ruin it for everybody.
American 3318, contact Cleveland Center 119.87.
1987, American 3318. We have our listening ears on. You have a great night.
Have a great night. And November Uniform Sierra 71. I forgot the call sign. What is that one?
Alrighty, so we got Cleveland 11987. Here we go.
NUS 71 that's going to DCA. NUS, what's the call sign? November Uniform Sierra 71 that's going to be really, really high at Washington pretty soon. What's your call sign? November Uniform Sierra 71. NUS 71. NUS 71.
This guy, man, he's probably just gonna, if I was him, like, I would just literally and immediately just hit the log offline button. Just, I'm done. Literally no one is talking to him. Dude is losing his mind.
2025 clear, visual pressure runway 14 clear to land wind at Pittsburgh 2204.
Runway 14 clear landing at 2025.
Center being left 401, descending via the Powell 3.
Alaska 401 Cleveland Center, direct Victors on the Victors 2 arrival and descend via the Victors 2 arrival, Metro Oxford 29999.
Copy, we'll go direct Victor and descend via the Victor 2 arrival for Alaska 401. What was that altimeter again?
Metro altimeter 29999.
Sorry, 299.
Hello, Center. American 3318, flight level 370. How are you doing?
American 3318, I'm doing fine. Cleveland Center, you're... Hello?
There we go. I don't quite, well, I'll be in a airspace for just a little bit. Just a little bit. Then we'll be in New York's airspace, but they're offline. So we won't, once we get to New York, we won't have ATC until we get to Boston. So that's quite all right. Glad we got ATC most of the way, though. Can't complain about that.
Crossbuck, add or maintain 310 for Alaska 13 and 4.
And Diamond 6 X-ray Charlie, Pittsburgh altimeter 3008, November is correct.
3008, Simon 663 Charlie.
So I'm looking at, it's so funny because it's like, I don't know if it's because of the FS Expo and because of that and the location it was going to be, a lot of scenery developers decided to put a lot of time and resources into making a wow, like that.
Over to Washington 3372 Southwest 18. We'll
Legion 2885, contact Washington Center 133.72, connect.
3372, Legion 2885.
I'll get right back to you, Max. I was getting ready to say how I think FS Expo may have triggered a bunch of scenery developers to go ahead and develop Providence, Rhode Island airport scenery, because there are now 3 options for Providence in terms of looking for a simulator, right? So direct Alpha Romeo Tango for American 3318. That's the other reason why I always go with the same call sign. I'll never get my call sign wrong, except the airline. The airline might get wrong, but you know, that's it. Let's see. So we'll go direct to beam points. We'll bring those in. Excellent. We'll go ahead and start heading that way. But, wow, huge heading change there. Massive heading change. Watch your bank angle. But we're going to have 3 options now. And I don't know which one to get, right? So we have this one, we have Dreamflight. I didn't even know Dreamflight was working on it, but I think they had to throw their hat in the ring when I was like, hey, we're releasing a Providence for Flight Simulator as well. But they don't have a release date. They just have like a few screenshots here. But we have I builds, Fly Too High, and now Dreamflight Studios all making a tea of cream. What I think I am going to do, especially for the FS Expo shuttle, is I'll probably get the I builds one. I just trust I builds. I have their free Milwaukee, right? And I think I have 1 or 2 other of their sceneries, and it's just good. It's optimized. It shows all the things you want to see without being overly detailed and weighing down your system. So I think I'm gonna go with the I builds one when that one comes out. So definitely looking forward to that. But as you say, Max Racing, how often do you put your visors up? Literally all the time. So here's what these visors right here are all the time. FO does whatever he wants to his visors. I don't care. But for me, the second before I even like get situated and put my stuff down, if this visor is not down, I immediately put it down. That's just basic summertime operation right there, is immediately put that visor down. It's so far back, like the FAA can't complain that you have your visor down and that's obstructing your vision. Like, no one's looking all the way back there, and the only thing you can see if you look back there is maybe a wingtip, right? So like the 319, you can see the wingtip. 320, it's a little bit more difficult, and the 321, you're really only going to see it if you have a sharklet. So that's where it's like there's really not a big point of having that window just open. So I always have that covered. At the gate, this one will always be up, so I always fly with these up. Or sorry, at the gate, I'll always have these up. When it's time to push back and get everything going, then I will bring it down so that I have it down for takeoff. And then after takeoff, it goes right back up again. And then in flight, it really depends. So, I mean, you can't manipulate these. It's either up or down, right? But in flight, these are always down. And it depends on where the sun... So the sun is over here. Like, the sun is beaming down on the FO, right? Like, I would be fine sitting over here. But... So in this case, I would probably have mine up because I really don't need it. But usually, that's how I would fly. Sometimes like this, sometimes people bring like their own special sun visors. There's who's the is it Hughes? I think it's Hughes, one of the livery creators. It has come out with like a bunch of cool special liveries, where they even have he even has his own sun visors that you throw up. And yeah, you do see a lot of pilots that have those, the little sticky visors that they spring open and you can stick it onto the window. You can stick it onto the window here, wherever the sun is coming in is where you're going to stick them. So wherever the sun is coming in, you usually, as you're flying, you rotate them around the windows to always keep blocking out the sun. So this is usually how the flight deck will look. I mean, it's pretty much exactly how V1 would tell you. Like, this is the jump seat view right here. This is pretty much what it looks like when you're cruising along. The jump seater, if he really wants to, he can let him have control over these blinds. I don't care if he opens or closes them. He's not touching these though. It's mine. That's my shade. And I've definitely flown with some people who have their own shades, and they're literally like, I do not know where they got them from, but they're exactly Airbus shaped shades. Like, they'll have the Airbus logo on them and everything.
Southwest 18 Alpha, contact Washington Center 133.72, mate.
Like, I don't have time to go looking for shades like that. I don't, and I don't really mind it either. I don't, I'm not really a shades guy. You throw your shades up, you do you. But we already shove enough stuff into our flight bags. I'm not like shoving more stuff in there.
Forward to Boston, 716, good night.
That's at 401, the center maintain 8000.
I flew with one captain a while ago, and he used to be in the Air Force, and in his prior life he flew C-130s. And so he was saying how like they were over in the Asia Pacific region, and he was getting checked out on to be an instructor on the C-130, right? And as such, he had to fly both seats, and it could be either seat on any given leg, right? And but the Czech airman kept choosing what seat he was going to fly in on that trip, that leg, that segment, whatever you want to call it. And it seemed completely random, insanely random to him, right? So eventually, he had to turn and ask, "Hey, why is it that you're choosing these seats when you choose these seats?" The Czech airman looks back at him, and he goes, "Oh, that's easy. I just figure out wherever the sun's going to be, and I sit in the opposite seat." So he thought that, there was some sort of method behind the madness. No, the Czech airman just didn't want to sit in the sun for the entire flight.
Radar contact, that's 22 east of first bird, fallible 400, welcome.
Busy night.
Center, Diamond 6, X-ray Charlie has the airport site.
Diamond 6, X-ray Charlie, thank you. Clear pressure approach runway 32. Runway 32 cleared to land. Wind at Pittsburgh now 2204.
Cleared for approach, cleared to land, runway 32 Pittsburgh, Diamond 6, X-ray Charlie.
Wow. This is... I think we're over... No, we're in the Pennsylvania area still. with the mountains over here, I mean, it just looks so good. You don't get this out of X-Plane. You just don't.
Alaska 401, decent maintain 3000.
7000 Alaska 401.
I was gonna say that kind of looks like State College down there. That's because it is State College. It is State College down there. Wow. Nice smooth flight so far. Wait until the landing. It's gonna be insanely bumpy for the landing. Actually, I'm not even too sure what it's gonna be like, but last I check, it was kind of gusty up there in Montreal. There's like a million different ATISes here. I need... there's no Montreal ATIS yet. Alright, 2 for left, 2 for right are the arrivals. Light showers with rain. Okay. Yeah, 250 at 12, gusting 17. Okay, not that bad of a gust. Really not that bad of a gust. 2983 is the altimeter. Ooh. So we say, what's for dinner? You had some catfish, so... tonight for dinner was a... it's gonna be super boring. Chicken salad. Chicken salad for dinner was what I had. Super yummy. And it's very misleading how full the salad is. I ended up taking it out the little plastic container it was in and putting it in like my own bowl and thinking that bowl was bigger, and it literally filled up the entire bowl. I was like, oh, okay. So, yeah, I had myself a nice large serving of chicken salad. The meal came with a vanilla shake, which I passed on. So, not really as much as I love to eat, I don't actually eat a lot of sweets.
Heading to A0 back to Sana.
Left 380 Vector final Alaska 401.
Chicken salads are great. Yeah, they are. That's especially depending on the place you get them from. You know, some places are more known for the chicken salads than others, right? But you gotta keep that variety alive, right? So yeah, not bad, not bad. It's all balanced. Earlier today had a little personal sized pizza. It was way smaller than I thought it was gonna be, but that's why I went with the chicken salad for tonight. I was like, okay, I had pizza earlier today. Let me like balance this out with a little bit of salad, because I didn't really have a breakfast this morning, as I woke up and did not feel the best when waking up. So I kind of like had half of my breakfast sandwich and just could not stomach having it anymore. Hopefully tomorrow morning is going to be a better morning when it comes to that. I have no clue why I woke up like that.
Cleveland Center United 3360 Heavy with you coming through.
And sometimes that does happen. Sometimes you'll be on the road and you just don't feel well after waking up. I did have a first officer that had to call out because they woke up the next morning and just they did not feel well at all. So, you know, it does happen. A lot of times you just gotta watch what you eat on the road, you know. Stay away from the Taco Bell would be rule number 1. But you know, if you love Taco Bell, go for it. I am not going to tell you how to live your life. Let's see. I see a tupper drop arrow coming up here. Let's go ahead and begin reviewing the arrival while we got some time. We are heading direct to Art, so get our tablet out. Set it right there on our little tray table. And I'll do that in real life too. I'll take the tray table out, flip my iPad right there. And what do I want? I want unpacked. There we go. HH alert C79 negatory. Well, I mean, maybe. I had a gate in mind. I think it was C80, C83. Of course, this is not going to do it. 79. I'll do C79. I think all the gates up there are going to be pretty well set up for GSX. I just knew 83. I had tested 83, so I knew 83 was good for GSX. But, you know, we'll do 79. C79. In fact, so what we would do is you go in here, you go ATSU, AOC, and then over here we would say AAL ops. I don't have any cars, but so you would put in, like, it wouldn't be a free text. There's actually like a whole thing that put in like your arrival time, your estimated arrival time, and you send that off, and then it will come back with your gate information. They come back with the gate information. It will say what aircraft is currently on your gate and when it's slotted to depart off of your gate, and what flight your aircraft is doing next. So a lot of information on there, and then they can add other notes as they see fit to it as well. Like if there's a thunderstorm rolling through, they'll say run the APU because they're not going to connect ground power, stuff like that when it's high wind conditions. So I know seldom do we ever talk about real work incidents, but have you heard about that kid that tried to jump seat on Envoy? No, and only had 2 epaulets. Well, he was winning. I mean, there you go. Yeah. But I'm surprised. Did he actually make it onto the airplane? Like, I gotta see this article. I would like to know how far he got, because usually you're not getting past the gate agent because you can't. You simply can't. You won't be in the system. The system won't recognize you. Yeah, we kind of check all those good, and that's why there's that last layer of checks is the captain. He's supposed to check your ID, your licenses, all that stuff before he accepts you onto the flight deck. So that is, you can put I can put it in the chat. Yeah, I mean, if you can't link it in the chat, then let me know. But the sad part is the sad part is, are you saying his parents thought he was a pilot? Oh no. Oh no, wow. Yeah, no, that will end you up in jail pretty quickly, though. Yep, the captain was doing his job that day. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the duty. That's the very last barrier right there. How he got on that flight deck without ever being in the system is beyond me. My guess is he may have been a paying passenger that was wearing some sort of uniform, quote unquote. This is all speculation. Purely speculation, purely my opinion. This is just Great Eagle talking out his ARSE. But my suspicion is he was a passenger wearing some sort of uniform and scanned his ticket, got on, and went to the flight deck and tried to pretend he could jump seat. Because otherwise, if you go up to a gate agent saying, hey, yeah, I'm an Envoy jump seater, they're going to try to look you up in the system. And if they can't find you in the CAS system, which all the airlines use, it's a pretty common and pretty standard system for all airlines to pull information about all the other airlines' pilots and stuff like that. If they can't pull you up in there, you're not getting on the airplane. So that's what makes me think he was a paying passenger that was wearing a uniform, trying to access the flight deck. I really think that's what the only other way I could see him getting down there, because I don't really see a gate agent saying, oh, you're not in the computer system, oh, just go ask the captain. Like, that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So, and usually as someone who has commuted himself, I definitely do try to check for jump seaters as well, and double check with the gate agents if we have any jump seaters listed, because I want to make sure we get our jump seaters on board. You know, so that's why I kind of I definitely want to see the article there. It's in general. I did not get an alert. Hold on.
Passengers at 445, climb maintain flight level 360 for now for traffic.
Confirm flight level 360 for Transat 445.
Hey, from climb maintain flight level 360 for now.
360 for Transat 445.
All right, let's see if this will pop up. I'm not too sure.
United 3360 cross X.
Yep, it did. Yeah, so we have here, it says, fellow pilot, I don't know if you can see this or not. It says, if not, I'll just read it off to you. It says, fellow pilots, I want to make you aware that last Friday, one of our captains had a passenger attempt to gain access to the flight deck jump seat during boarding by identifying themselves as an employee of Envoy and a pilot. The person was in a pilot uniform and presented our captain an Envoy ID badge. The person in question was denied the jump seat due to not having the blank on their boarding pass and the crew ID not displaying pilot on it. The captain called the on-call chief pilot and filed an ops report. Envoy has no record of this employee, and they were not in CAS. We are actively working with American Security. 1347 for American 3318. Have a great night. Thanks for the ATC. We're actively working with security and have notified the authorities. We're thankful to our captains of this flight for his diligence. All captains should ensure flight deck jump seat occupants meet the criteria outlined in the FOM, yada, yada, yada. Okay, So that is one of two you just sent me?
West of Albany. What are you direct to?
Direct to Ponk, Delta 1650.
That is a child. Okay. Wow. Are these real though?
280, Delta 1657.
Delta 716 is on a maintain flight level 240.
240, Delta 716.
American 68, connect Washington 133.72.
Over to Washington. 133.7.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely do have to call into question. Okay, so I don't know if this actually popped up. Yep, it did. Yeah, all of that all of that seems highly suspicious to me. Yeah, so again, our captains gotta protect the flight deck. Glad that we had a guy out there doing his job, and denied the jump seat and filed the report accordingly, because if this is true, that guy's facing major jail time. And it's so funny. It's like now when yeah, the second screenshot definitely is sad. But it's like we're getting to the. Hold on, let me check in with this guy. Hello, Senator Doe. No, American 3318 is flight level 370.
3318 Boston router.
Alrighty, so yeah, what I was gonna say is you kind of, I forgot where I was going with this.
Good evening, Boston Fenix.
Yes, 747 out of Pensacola. Yeah.
Coming through 20,000 for 270 at Expo.
Yeah, he's gonna find himself in a world of legal trouble. Is what's gonna happen, and it's starting to get to the sad reality where, like, I gotta question my jump seaters when they come on to ask, and this is going way back. I think, what is this, 1 or 2 years ago now? Like, it's like I gotta ask them, have you taken shrooms in the last 48 hours? Just because it's not like I do not need you up on this flight deck tripping while we're flying along and you're trying to, I don't know, shut off engines. Alrighty, so we got Kurds at or below flight level 280. We got Davda. There is no restriction there. We got 24 left and 24 right, so EMOC is going to be at or above 240. Let's go ahead and put that in there. EPMOC, sorry, at or below 240.
Cross Charlie at 12,000. 250 Delta 732.
At a 523 Boston approach 133.0.
133.0 for United 523.
Then we have RV.
Maintain
We're going to have Habs that are below 16,000. That looks good. Don't know why EPMOC was not in there, but Habs is. Either way. Comau. Midig that are below 900,000.
250 Windberg 2199.
Agnag. Then Titus at or below 4,210 knots.
691 with 1,000 climbing to 14,000.
Maxod between 3 and 4. 210 knots. Then Ovuvi.
Delta 716 descend via the J Fund 2 arrival runway 2.
And from there, let's just plan on expecting 24 right for now. So we'll do the ILS 24 right. IDU. So we got Lona at above 3,000. And then Volax is at 1520. about 4 miles, 30-degree glide slope to the runway. Most approach will be a climb to 3000 on a 237 heading. Then a right turn direct to the Montreal VOR, and we will hold. So that all looks good there.
Data 44 airspeed.
We got IZC 111.9, 111.9. Front course is 237. We have 236. That looks good there. 3-degree glide slope progress. We'll do CYUL 24R. There you go. Performance. We'll go next page. Next page. I'll pull that weather up one more time. Uh, 250 at 12. Hasn't changed much since we uplinked the winds there. 20 degrees. Significantly cooler than when we left Charlotte. That's nice. And the QNH is going to be 2983. 3, come on. Come on. There we go. With the minimums of wireless DME, with everything working, 306.
Delta 216 Boston Center, climb and maintain flight level 340.
Full flaps, low auto brakes. That will be perfectly fine. Excellent. All looks well there. Let's go ahead and zoom you back out again.
8,000, number 2199.
Let's see. What do we have here? What's our next leg? So I'm pretty sure the next leg, obviously not tonight, but the next leg, I'm gonna come back. Essentially, I'm working through my day. So the next leg is going to be Turn Tuesday. We're gonna go down to Toronto and back. We'll do some Air Canada ops down to Toronto and back, and then Air Canada A319. They have a 19, right? A319. I have not looked that far ahead. You say it's rumored. Well, rumors are rumors, so you know, take that with a grain of salt as well. But wow, it's insanely cold in the forward part of the cabin. But I wouldn't be surprised if, I mean, there's going to be wide following. We're done with our meal there. If there wouldn't be far-reaching consequences for his actions. I mean, we all know what happened to the guy that jumped out over the California mountains and crashed his airplane into the mountains just to record it and for a sponsorship. So he's sitting in jail now. So, you know, the FAA is starting to take that stuff seriously.
J-Fund 2 arrival, Boston Center 2995.
Data 1540 cross Hancock, gotta maintain flight level 190.
Alrighty, before we get insanely busy, we're getting ready to have our descent error coming up here. We'll ask our FO if he's ready for a briefing. He says 280 American 3318.
Data 1540 on frequency.
28. We'll go ahead and start down like so, like that. I'll go ahead and put it in manage as well. So our Ghost FO is ready for a briefing. What's the biggest threats? We're up here in Canada. There could be a slight language barrier with them speaking a little bit of friendship here. And possible run rate change to 24 left. That's the biggest, those are the biggest threats. And I'd have to say I agree. We'll be listening closely to ATC, and we'll slow it down if we need to change the runway. Make sure we're not rushed going in. We'll be on the impact 4 arrival here. The first restriction reviewed is currents that are below flight level 280. The bottom side is going to be max odd between 3,000 and 4,210 knots. We'll plan on doing a visual. We can back it up with the... It's 15 miles. Yeah, 15 miles visibility. Yeah. Okay. So it'll be a visual backed up with the ILS to 24, right? We'll use full flaps and low auto brakes. Plan on doing a soft go around for the missed approach. Climb to 3,000 on a 237 heading, then a right turn direct to the Montreal VOR, and we'll hold there. Or if we get alternate instructions, we'll do that. When we do land, plan a left-hand turnoff on Bravo 2, Bravo 4, or Bravo 6, one of these, or the end. So it's going to be one of these. 11,000 feet of runway are available to us, so we have plenty of runway, and for us to be going all the way down here to spot 79. So, any other questions? Anything you would like to add to that briefing? No. Excellent.
Yeah, the 3360 cross crank at maintain 7,000, the Stewart altimeter 3001.
Do you think jump seating is going to become harder in the future? No. That would not be the first time someone has tried to access the jump seat illegally. But, you know, when everyone does their job, then it becomes it's still a huge issue because someone tried to illegally access the flight deck. But when everyone does their job, we can mitigate that threat greatly by doing so.
Approach is closed, frequency change approved. Delta 6, correction, Delta 732, New York approach is closed, frequency change approved.
Yeah, the last time I think that happened was... Ooh.
To fall out 225
it was quite some time ago. It was quite some time ago. I think it was on a U.S. Airways flight, too, where someone tried to impersonate, I think it was a Lufthansa pilot? It's been such a long time ago that I...
Yes. United 3360, still with you.
That was like 3 in a row of no one reading back anything. Delta 19, correction, American 2353, Washington 126.87, please.
I'll go over to Washington 126.7. See ya, have a good one, and have a better one, American 2353.
Last year there was an ATP student who just received a PPL that tried to open a cockpit door mid-flight to check if it worked. Wow, really? Come on, man.
Oscar 225, Boston Center.
But it's stuff like that. You had the one I remember like 1 or 2 years ago on a United Airlines 757. Someone tried to
225, Earth to the fall off 225, Boston Center.
Earth to fall off. Wow. Yeah. People are not listening tonight. But yeah, it never ceases to amaze me. People who want to attempt to enter a flight deck, that is a federal crime. You will go to federal prison. Please do not do that. That is dumb. I do not know why I have to say that, but if you are out there listening, Your Eagle Sim Pilot says, don't attempt to open a flight deck door. It's illegal. You'll go to jail. Like, I don't... The more you know. I don't get it.
Delta 1657, Boston Center.
Contact approach.
Oh my gosh, I thought he was about to lose his...
3318, direct Montreal 128.77.
12877 Delta American 3318. Have a great night. Thanks for the ATC.
American 410 cross EBDA at maintain 1000, the Burlington altimeter 29990, more than 1 hour old.
12877, here we go.
EBDA at 11,000, 29990, American 410.
Still Fallout 225, Boston Center.
Yeah, sorry, had an emergency. I'm back.
Had an emergency. I hope the emergency was your house was on fire. Just kidding. I have no clue. Maybe he had to go take a pee-pee. I don't know. Hello, Montreal Center. American 3318 is flight level 288, descending flight level 280.
American 3318, Montreal Center, bonsoir, information Echo in Montreal, expect runway 24 right. Descend 8000, the altimeter 2983.
Descend 8000, expect runway 24 right, bonjour, American 3318. There we go, 8000, we'll keep that managed. So notice they didn't say descend via. So sometimes when you go to other countries, they will not say descend via. They will just say descend to 8000. Always assume they want you to descend via the star, unless they specifically clear you to ignore the altitude restrictions. They want you to descend via. Boston Center in real life would have called in the Air National Guard. Oh man. Looks like Cap's bilingual. Well, Mrs. Great Eagle is Canadian. So, I know one or two words. Just one or two words. Can't say she's Canadian anymore. I guess the correct thing to say is she is American. She's an American citizen, but she is from Canada originally. So, she speaks a little French, and I pretend like I know what she's saying. Everything's going well up here. We will go ahead and, well, let's see, what is our altitude again? Yeah, we have a nice little descent going on. We'll watch, do a little window watching for a little bit. I really do need to come back and adjust my wing views here. Like the 319 just seems like everything's so close. Welcome to Bombardier land. Yes. Yes. Yes, indeed. The home of Bombardier. Well, they don't make RJs anymore. I think they're still. I think they still make business jets, but I don't think they're in the commercial aviation market anymore. So. They stopped making CRJs, and then two, obviously they sold the Canadair regional jet, oh my gosh, literally the CRJ. No, the C series, they sold that off to Airbus, and it became an A320. So they're out of the game altogether. So, but yeah, that's they make a whole bunch of airplanes up here. In fact, if you go to the correct place around the airport, you can see them. Well, back in the day, you could see them putting airplanes together. It's kind of cool. Kind of like how we took off out of Charleston last night, and you could see like how they had just 787s just sitting all over the ramp there. It was kind of like that. It's kind of like that, except RJs. Just to make sure I don't need speed brakes, because you know me, not doing that speed brake thing. Looking good. What was the altimeter again? Let me pre-select that. 2983. We'll set that once. Twice and thrice. What's going on over here? Okay. That is a very long call sign. Do not know how they got that, but it is what it is. You say, which is funny because the CRJ turned out to be really successful. And the A320 is one of the best narrow-body airplanes ever produced. Exactly. But it's the whole... The BTU vibrates the whole airplane. I have not been on an A320, so I don't know.
Passing 10,000, 11,000 actually to 16,000.
Here, can a 429 Montreal Center, bonsoir, climb flight level 380.
Climb flight level 380, Canada 429.
But yeah, I've never been on the A220. Does it have a PTU that vibrates the whole plane? I have no clue. But it does look like a beautiful airplane. And really the only reason it's as successful as it is because they sold it to Airbus. If they had not sold it to Airbus, they would have been beholden to a 300. You know, I'm not getting political here when we talk about tariffs, but you know, people are going crazy over 150% tariff on China or whatever. The U.S. government was going to impose a 300% tariff on Bombardier for every airplane they sold in the U.S. There's a little bit more to the story behind it. Bombardier was trying to sell the airplane below market value because they knew they could get more airplane or more airlines to buy it in the U.S. and that way they can make up their cost and sales.
318, contact rivals 132.85. Bonsoir.
Alrighty, that's 132.85 for American 3318. Au revoir. Alrighty, so arrivals is going to be 3285. Oh, we even have Montreal Tower on 19.9. I'll go ahead and get that going. Let's go ahead and nope. Go transition 2983. Said once, twice, thrice. Get that fasten seatbelt sign going. External lights, the wing lights at least, are on. Status is normal. Listen checklist. Altimeters 2983. Auto brake is low. Prefer perch page is set. Arrival briefings reviewed. Impact 4. Visual approach backed up with ILS 24 right. Status is checked. Descent checklist is complete. What are we looking at here? Echo? Bonjour, American 3318 is 16,400, descending 8,000, information to Echo.
American 3318, arrivals good 824 right, echoes current, altimeter 2983.
2983 for American 3318.
Foxtrot Whiskey Hotel, descend 6,000.
You need to hitch a ride on one someday. The startups sound are completely quiet and out of nowhere you hear the whale sound. Oh, that's amazing. It's just like super silent until the engine is just like, yep, nope, I'm on now. I'm on. And these high bypass, or you know, we're starting to get into like ultra high bypass engines, man. They're super quiet. Super quiet. We're at plus 11. I will monitor. I'm gonna monitor the temperature, not so closely, because I mean it is plus 20 on the ground, so I don't think we're gonna need the engine anti-ice on. We got 13,000 feet with a 46 knot tailwind. Look at that. Is that the St. Lawrence down there below us? I think that's the St. Lawrence River down there below us. Which way does the St. Lawrence go? Yeah, St. Lawrence River. And then on the other side of the island is the Ottawa River. So there we go. I'll give you one guess where the Ottawa River takes you to. No way it could be Ottawa, right? So St. Lawrence off to our right. I don't think we're going to see it over here, but the Ottawa to our left. We should be, well, if we get below the clouds, we'll be able to see it. When the Synoptic A3 or Synaptic 220 comes out, will you fly it? Isn't it free? Is it going to be a free aircraft? If not, you know, I don't care. It's the only 220 in the sim. I have to get it, right? Like, okay, PMDG has a block on the 7.3s, right? They get the 6, 7, 8, and 9. iFly has the Max 8, right? Fenix has the A319 2021. So I guess I'll have to see. Oh, there's the Ottawa River right there. Beautiful. Get some boards out because this airplane acts stupid sometimes when it comes to 10,000 feet or the 250 below 10. Flight attendants, prepare for landing.
American 410, descend 6,000.
Descent 6,000, American 410.
Alrighty, there we go. A little bit of, it sounds like rain showers. It's kind of hard for me to tell. Let's go ahead and pause that, and we shall get our replay going. Nope, I don't want to load a replay. I want to record a replay. There we go. Excellent. Yes, we will record over. There we go. Replay is going. Rouge.
Rouge 1522, departures identified, climb flight level 230, left turn heading 180.
Flight level 230 and left turn heading 180 for Rouge 1522.
This should be an at or below 9. Is it really trying to cross this at exactly 9,000 feet? It is trying to cross it at exactly 9,000 feet. Let's see. Can we see much? Nope, we're still kind of in a cloud. I thought we were breaking out. There's some rain shafts, I guess, in the area. That's quite all right, but there's the airport right here. Oop, there it is. In sight. I'd like to cancel IFR at this time. So yeah, all of that to say, it depends on the price, and obviously if it's free 99, I'm getting it. But if it's, you know, we'll see how much it costs, and that will kind of determine if I get it.
Descend 3,000.
Send 3,000, American 3318.
American 410, descend 4,000.
3,000.
Down to 4,000, American 410.
Where's this American 410 at? I thought it was ahead of me.
Foxtrot Whiskey Hotel, clear the LS runway 24 left approach.
Actually, you know what? I'll leave that managed because that's going to get my speeds here and here on their arrival. I was going to take over the speeds and activate the approach, but I'm not going to do that quite yet. Although I will go to the approach phase, or descent phase, to get ready to activate the approach.
Proceed direct Rabic on course.
Direct Rabic on course, Rouge 152.
Nope, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. We'll hide you. Excellent. There's the airport right down there. Beautiful.
American 410, maintain 210 knots or less.
The light peeking through the cloud layer. Oh, I turned that up to ultra. The light shafts I have up to ultra. To just like that is the epitome of realistic. You see all the rain, just rain showers in the vicinity all over the place. We're not in a shaft right now, but we're about to fly through a rain shaft. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Like I said, I'm running everything on ultra, but I have to turn the light shafts up to ultra because it just, when you see the light beaming through the clouds like that, absolutely beautiful. Alrighty, so clearly we have passed Circle D. I'll put in 210 knots. I'll select that. Bring in just a tad bit of speed brake here.
American 3318, turn right, heading 0.
Flaps 1, speed verified. 090 for American 3318. So he's gonna drop us on in here. We'll go 090. Excellent. And I will extend us off of Volox because we're gonna be inside of Volox. So I'll go direct to Volox. Radial in.
Maintain present heading, vectors defined.
We'll insert that. Gotta come back up here. 090. Excellent. And now I'm going to, this is where I don't want to get rushed. So I'll bring a little bit of speed brake in.
3318, right turn 210 for the intercept, 30 LS24 right approach.
210 cleared ILS 24 right approach for American 3318. Alrighty.
American 410 sliding 030.
Bad vectoring, but it is what it is.
522 leaving to the east. Montreal is offline. Surveillance service is terminated.
He did clear us for their approach, so 210. Low capture, glide slope capture. I'm gonna bring my speed back to 180 knots.
Familiar? Okay, Joey?
Yeah, man, how's it going?
Good, thanks.
It was good to see you. I haven't seen you guys on in a long time, so thought I'd come on.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Have a good night, man.
American 410, turn left, heading 330.
About 330, American 410.
Flaps 2, speed verified.
American 3318, speed 160 knots or greater to Volox.
160 or better to Volox for American 3318. Alrighty, 160 or better. We're doing 180. That is perfect. I don't want to get too rushed going in there. Let's go ahead and arm up our speed brakes. Ground spoilers are armed. Airport's in sight. Right there. Look at that. Wow. Okay, let me get rid of this for a second. Just look up and see, like, there's a huge hole just right here.
American 410, send 3000, speed 190 now. 3000, speed 190, American 410. American 410, left 270 to join, 30 left runway 24 right approach. Left 270 and cleared ILS 24 right approach, American 410. American 3318, contact tower 119.9, good day.
119.9 for American 3318. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
He said, watch out for the wind shear. I can feel myself pressing into the seat as we turn. That's how good this looks in 4K. Yeah.
On vérifie Foxtrot 13285 pour les départs rouge 15. Rouge 15, Roger, refoulez au point Sierra et avisez prêt à circuler. On refoule au point Sierra et on avise prêt à circuler rouge 15.
Is that a cruise ship in the harbor? It looks like a ship in the harbor right there. Kind of hard to tell with the shadowing, but it is what it is. Bonjour Tower, American 3318, ILS runway 24 right approach.
American 3318, Montreal Tower, good evening. Plan the exit taxiway Bravo 4, wind 250 at 9, clear to land runway 24 right.
We'll plan the exit Bravo 4, runway 24 right, clear to land for American 3318. Alrighty, so we'll set the mass approach altitude to 3,000 feet. That is set. We'll plan on exiting Bravo 4. Okay, we'll plan on that, and then we'll probably, what they are thinking is Bravo 4 straight into the ramp.
Plan the exit at Bravo 4 and clear to land runway 24 right.
Sim volume's coming on up.
24 right, following the company traffic, and we'll plan on a Bravo 4 exit, American 410.
Alrighty. My seat's not where I want it to be, but that is quite alright. Let's go ahead and drop the gear.
Chester 3128, I see on the south ramp, left turn to go back to the north ramp. Short of
Flaps 3. Speed verified. And flaps full, speed verified. Before landing checklist altimeters, we got 2983 and 1600. Engine mode is norm. Landing gear is down. And waiting on the self-check. Three green. ECAM memo. Landing no blue before landing checklist is complete. There we go. Wow. Look at the headwind. So look at this. Wow. Okay. So this is what ground speed mini will do. You have a 25 knot headwind. It wants to maintain a constant ground speed. So it will increase your indicated airspeed. That's ground speed mini. So you gotta watch for that. We're gonna get a lot of extra float because we have a lot of extra speed on our ref speed here. That's quite alright, but we'll let ground speed mini do its thing here. But yeah, that's you really do see that when you get stiff headwinds. As the wind starts dying down, you see ground speed mini brings the airspeed back down again. Stable target sinks 5. We're cleared to land. Alright, autopilot's off. We're gonna roll it pretty far, so I'm not really worried about... I should be dipping slightly below the glide slope here, but I'm not too worried about it, as I have plenty of runway, and he already gave me the turn off that I should expect. Continuing.
100.
3128.
That's affirmative. I thought I was still on the frequency. Miles
50. 40. 30.
Yeah, the instruction was by
Retard.
north ramp, and you're the south ramp. So let's
Right.
you continue south ramp, Alpha Mike and Alpha, so we'll try runway 24 left.
Manual braking. Auto brakes off.
Alpha Mike and Alpha. Taxi south ramp, Alpha Mike, Alpha, hold short runway 24 left.
80. So not this one, but the next one.
Via 3128, my apologies.
Yeah, if you have that, you can take Alpha 7. I don't know if they need scenery that has it, but yeah.
Roger that, I'm just going off of my charts, my apologies.
Alrighty.
American 3318, exit left, Bravo 4, hold short of the apron, and stay parking.
Bravo 4 short of the apron, parking Charlie 79 for American 3318.
American 3318, roger. Yeah, hold short of the apron for now.
Hold short of the apron for now for American 3318. So we will hold short of the
410,
apron.
Did you have 81 for the parking?
Request 55 for parking for American 410.
Okay.
Excellent. Flaps up.
Montreal, Delta 2370. American 3318, once on the apron, right turn for the north ramp and the east taxi lane to gate 79.
Alrighty, right turn for the north ramp, east taxi lane, gate 79 for American 3318. Au revoir. Thank you for the ETC.
Au revoir. And I think that was Delta 2370.
Excellent.
Yes, how may I help you? Just looking for airport clearance as filed on correction Foxtrot Boston. Delta
Alrighty.
2378.
So, let me get rid of, since the other map doesn't want to do it, I will go ahead and bring this one. He said east taxi lane. West apron. East taxi lane is the one furthest to the left. Is the left taxi lane.
So Tower Delta 2370, was that the Montreal 4 departure? Yeah, Delta 2378, clear to Boston, Montreal 4 departure.
So the east taxi lane is going to be this very, very first left we take. It looks like, and we'll take that all the way in. The gate 79. Get the APU going. 1, 2, 3. Get this turn going. Get GSX going.
American 410, exit left onto Bravo 4 and hold short of the apron for now.
That's Bravo 4, hold short of the apron, American 410.
Oh, come on, GSX. The brake-friendly landing, yes, sir. A very nice long rollout. Don't have to worry about melting the brakes. Let's see. GSX do not want to be loading.
Delta 410, once you get onto the apron, second left on the south ramp to gate 55 Alpha.
Second left on the south ramp to 55 Alpha, American 410.
Let's see. I am not able to find the restart here. For the hotel scripts. I would definitely love to find that.
Tower Delta 2378 for push and start. Delta 2378, just make sure you have after squawk 6514 at Montreal.
Great stream, definitely top 10 scenery. I enjoyed this stream. Hope you enjoy your reserve schedule. You know what? It is what it is.
West on start box Bravo and advise ready to taxi.
What I would like to enjoy
Start facing west, Delta 278.
is GSX to actually load. Please load.
Actually, Delta 2378, you can make that straight out. Push straight out.
Short. Short call. I stay on short call. Well, you know, all this work for naught. Alright. You get all the way here and GSX doesn't want to load. What am I going to do about that?
Rouge 15 la piste 2, 4 gauche, bâtiment 2984, circulez Alpha Mike et Alpha, rappelez-moi lorsque prêt avec 2984, Alpha Mike Alpha, on rappelle à l'écart, rouge 15.
Let's see. Well, if that's the case, here's what we'll do. We'll just do this the old-fashioned way. Jack Flight Sim, how are you doing? He says, hello and good evening, my friend. I am at a hotel in Laramie, Wyoming, up here for a week. Wow, long work trip. Glad to see you streaming tonight. Wanted to tune in and say hello and drop a like. Really do appreciate that. Jack Flight Sim, thank you for stopping in. Saying hello, really do appreciate it. I know you've been really busy here the last few days. You had a pretty busy, you have a pretty busy work schedule, so I know you can't wait to get up and running again. If you haven't gone over to Captain Jack Flight Sim's channel, go ahead, head over there, give him a little bit of love, drop a subscription over there. That'd be greatly appreciated. He's got a fantastic community that he's building over there. So, Camp Jack Flight Sim, thank you. I know you're busy on the road. It's never any fun when you're always on the road, but we do appreciate all the hard work that you do over there. And can't wait to see your next live stream there. Hopefully in and around some more mountains. That was absolutely fun the last time. So there we go. We'll call it right about there. That seems like it should be good. We'll go ahead, set the parking brake. It seems like GSX just does not want to come online, so that is what it is. We'll go back inside and we'll go to the overhead panel here. If it will let me. There we go. Of course. I'm gonna have to turn off frame generation. That's what that is. Alrighty, so we do have the APU up. We can turn off engine 2, then engine 1. Yep, still haven't gotten GSX. Yeah, GSX can be a pain in the behind, let me tell ya. There we go. We'll go ahead and turn the beacon light off. There we go. Suddenly there's people standing around though. It's no GSX, but suddenly people are standing around. Yeah, let's go ahead and deboard. Let's go here. Toggle jetway. There it is. There we go. So this is a non-GSX load, or a debrief? I don't know. Let's go into here first of all. Settings, I gotta turn off frame gen. None. There we go. Back. There we go. And then lastly, let's go ahead and check our oil, hydraulics. That all looks good. No class 2 status messages here, and we still have 1800 psi in the oxygen tank, so that's good. Frame generation, it looks weird without frame generation on, I'm not gonna lie. I'm so used to it. It's my crutch. Alrighty, shutdown checklist. Let's go ahead and run that. Shall we? Parking brake is on, and check. The engine masters are off. Engine mode is norm. Speed brake is disarmed. Radar is off. Wind shear PWS is off. Our fuel pumps are all off. Are our engines off? Yeah. Why do I have 2 faults with the... I don't understand. Okay. Slides, we have 4 disarmed and the APU is on. Shutdown checklist is complete. Hopefully those will go away here once we actually begin our replays there. Are we actually deplaning? I do not know. I do not know. If we're not actually deplaning here in the next few seconds, I guess I won't. The door is open. So... we got chocks on. Cargo doors opened up, but we haven't started deboarding. That's super weird. Who's responsible for the shutdown flow? So it's the captain does the flow. Well, okay, so there's 2 different duties. You never see the FO duties because the FO does like something like stuff that's completely random and completely different. So technically, as part of your shutdown checklist as well, you're going to come in here, you're going to go data, you're going to go position, well, not position monitor, well, yeah, position monitor. You see how the IRs have drifted 0.8 miles? So you're looking at the IR drift and making sure they didn't drift too much. And then there's a after landing report we got to send via the ACARs. It usually is just logging who landed what, because the airline keeps track of flight times and landings. We are not actually deplaning here, so going to settings actually disconnected us from VETSIM, so I can go ahead and get rid of that. We can go ahead and stop the replay as well, and what we'll do is I'll just load up the ready state since we're not actually deplaning. Okay, really? We suddenly have no one on board. I got fuel on board though. So, and we'll get right into the replays. How about that? Thank you, buddy, for the kind words. Yes, sir. You are just out there working so hard, but hopefully, yeah, you're having fun out there, and can't wait to see you back in the flight deck, sir. Cargo door. Yeah, all the doors are open. Okay, got it. So we'll close all of those. That'll get rid of those. The gray things. Okay, did they open themselves back up again? Please stop it. There we go. Excellent. Okay, so all of that's done. Let's go ahead and load this replay up, shall we? Replay numero uno. Get rid of that, and let's go ahead and activate that replay, shall we?
Terrain
Sweet.
ahead. Pull up.
So I guess, in short, to answer your question there, Max Racing, the captain does his flow, which is what you usually see me doing. The FO recycles the flight directors, make sure the IRs haven't drifted too far since the post-action report, and then we come together and we do a shutdown checklist. So that's how that works. Great flight, and enjoy your Father's Day also. Oh, thank you so much, Max Racing. I do not know if you are a father. I I'm assuming no, but happy Father's Day to you as well. I really do appreciate those well wishes there. It's so funny because sometimes you completely forget that it is Father's Day right around the corner. Look at that. Look at there, minimal float. That's what I do love about these non-sharklets is there's not a lot of float that goes on with them. Let's check that one more time from the inside, shall we? So right now is what you're saying, real time with no frame gen. This is pretty much the performance I would get if I didn't turn frame generation on. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. Frame generation does help a lot, but you don't get a lot of the artifacting that frame generation puts in there. Absolutely beautiful. I want to get this shot right here. You got the rain shafts in the background. IAE's roaring until 20 feet. Yeah, that's something with flight control replay. It doesn't. It's either all or nothing. There's no in between. But the IAEs do sound really good. Absolutely beautiful. There we go. Yeah, that's a flight control replay limitation. At least as long as Fenix has been out, flight control replay has not figured that out. Either that or I haven't figured it out because it's all or nothing. It's like full power. Even though like the airspeed is maintaining the airspeed rate, it's still full power or no power. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and do that there. Bring it back a little bit. There we go. I may have brought it back too far, but that's quite alright. Give it a slight zoom in. There you go. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Alrighty, we'll do the over the numbers shot. Obviously, I gotta get the over the numbers shot. I'll bring the volume down. Or were you saying the sim volume is insanely loud? Yeah, I would agree. The sim volume is probably insanely loud. So there we go. Bring it down to about light height there. Beautiful. Again, I always zip off to the left of the center line there. Always correct it back, but I always, for some reason, I'm always going to just zip off to the left. Look how wide these center line markings are, too. It makes you feel not as guilty for not being able to maintain center line when the center line markings are wider than a 747. There we go. Excellent. We shall head back inside for our final replay here. Bring it on back. I am surprised we don't have anything in here. Let's see. Let's go. CYUL CYU. Oh, the only reason I'm doing that is nope. It's not gonna bring up anything. Airports? There we go. Okay, I'll leave that on airports. Kind of just use that as like a marker for how far backwards I need to go. Super view, yeah. I'm trying to perfect that view. I do kind of hate how my frame gen wasn't working right there because of reasons. I feel like if I go back and forth on the screen too many times, the frame gen just decides it wants to act up, and the only way to reset it is to close the sim out and then restart it again and turn frame gen back on. So I have no clue outside of that how to do that. Okay, but thank you, Captain Jack Flight Sim, for coming into the Eagle's Nest and showing me a little bit of love there. Even though you're hard at work, really do appreciate that. Max Recent as well. Thank you very much. I'll be back next week. I'll be streaming on Tuesday for Turn and Burn Tuesday. We're going to be doing some Air Canada ops. We're going to be going from Montreal down to Toronto and back, so be sure to tune in to Turn and Burn Tuesday. Until the next time I see you all, be sure to take care of yourselves and each other. Until then, I'm Grey Eagle. Peace.